Yo, what's going on, guys? Sinister Skater here. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be continuing my video from yesterday, going over kind of my thoughts, my reflections on the Modern Warfare beta. Yesterday I ended up talking about the stuff I liked, all the good stuff from the beta, way longer than I thought, so we had to break this video up into two parts. Today we're going to be talking about all the bad stuff, things that could use some work, just the things that didn't seem as good from the Modern Warfare beta. And I forgot to lead the video yesterday saying, let me know down below in the comments. Don't even watch this video. Don't even get influenced by me. Just let me know your raw thoughts of the Modern Warfare beta down below in the comments. Of course, the good stuff ideally would go on the good video, and all the stuff that you didn't like about the beta would go on this video. But if you just want to let it all out in one video, let me know down below in the comments. We'll have a conversation down there. But yeah, let's get into the Modern Warfare beta bad stuff, things that I didn't like. There's two major problems I had with the beta, and then some other minor things. The first major problem is lighting in the game, or not necessarily lighting, but the visibility and just the way that light is rendered. It is hard as hell to see people in Modern Warfare, especially when they're in shadows, or say they're running around the map on ground war in some brown field and they're wearing some brown clothes. It's hard to even see them there. This is a lighting rendering issue. This isn't a, oh yeah, just up your brightness and everything's fixed. There's a proper brightness setting that is ideal for what the game developers envision the game to look like, and then they build, all the lighting off of that. Increasing your brightness may work to solve some of these problems, but that's not the core issue of, seeing people in the shadows in this map. For example, I praise the graphics and new lighting system in the good part of this video, but on the desert map, the Azir Cave, or however you pronounce it, you have the harsh sunlight and then the harsh shadows of the cave. When you exit the cave, you're blinded for a second because the light's so bright. When you enter the cave, it's dark, and then it, kind of goes back up, which mimics real life. That's cool, but in a game, they need to somehow balance the contrasts of the lighting in this, or just up all the shadows, add some ambient light, make it just artificial ambient light render in when you're in sunlight or something, just to bring those shadows up so you can actually see inside of it. It's not pitch black. Because when people are sitting in windows or sitting across the map in a shadow, they can easily just cloak themselves in the shadow and shoot you. Something needs to be done about that. Everyone I played this beta with said something about the lighting, or that it's hard to see people in this game, because it is a true issue. They can, even if they don't want to change the lighting, pull like a Black Ops 4 and put some helmet lights or some body lights on the people just to make it easier to see them. I remember seeing people as a problem in Black Ops 4, and I think they added the body lights, or one of their things where they had the body lights, so even if it was hard to see people, you could still see that light and see kind of the silhouette of their body. Maybe that's something to do with Modern Warfare. I don't know. Something needs to be done about it. The other problem I had with this beta, the second major problem, was the hit detection and network issues. I don't know what was the true problem here, but there was a lot of you shooting first, getting the jump on someone, and then you still die. Or you getting in what seems like a somewhat fair gunfight, and you just get dropped instantly. People are saying, people love to throw out the term netcode. I don't even know if everyone knows what netcode means, but people are throwing out the netcode term, saying that's the issue and they can just work on it and it'll be better at launch. I believe Infinity Ward's last game, Infinite Warfare, I remember playing the beta and having problems with this, and it was pretty much solved by launch or a couple weeks after launch. I think even maybe in World War II, I remember playing the beta. I was getting super frustrated because I was getting dropped so quickly. It seems I was losing gunfights. And then, a week into launch, or maybe even right at launch, it felt like normal Call of Duty, where I was actually, killing people when I should be killing people and losing gunfights when I should be losing gunfights. Not where it looks like I got the drop on someone that somehow I die and just gets frustrated. Part of me is also wondering if that's part of the it's just the new engine and the new feeling of Modern Warfare, and not knowing if I'm good at the game or not. Like if other Call of Duties where I'm somewhat decent, but I've heard a lot of other people saying there's weird stuff going on with the hit detections and network, so I think that is an issue, and I'm not too worried about it being a problem at launch, because again, we've seen this before in other Call of Duties. I remember being frustrated in some betas and then it was fine at launch. So those are my two major issues that they need to be fixed soon, or else it will be a headache in this game. Other issues that I had with this, the spawns, which seems to be with every Call of Duty, but notably notably in Modern Warfare, the spawns seem to be all over the place. It's kind of hard to predict the spawns, especially I'm thinking Azure Cave Domination, trying to like anchor those flags and predict the spawns. Weird stuff going all over the place. The ground war spawns could use some work. I know you can spawn on other people, but there's still weird stuff like you'll cap a flag and then there'll be like a guy in the other room with the squad on the staircase and like see, but then the enemy would spawn in the room you're in behind your back for some reason. Like that needs to be fixed. I don't know what's going on with that. The claymores in this game have way too much range, or I don't know if there needs to be more counterplay with the claymores, if those are the true issues. There's a lot of, I think, like class combinations that need to be maybe reevaluated, looked at, maybe tweaked down a little bit, which I'm going to get to this in a second. The whole camping factor of Modern Warfare, people play more passively than more aggressively. I even found myself using, because claymores are super powerful in this game, I want to hold down an area on like Hackney Yard, like there's one building on the map, I throw on a claymore at the bottom of the staircase, I'd have recharge on, I throw another claymore up at the bottom of the staircase if it gets blown up, or throw more at the top of the staircase. There's combos like that. You can even throw shrapnel on to do more explosive damage. Combos like that seem to be super powerful that may need to be looked at again, just for balance sake of the game. The other problem with this game is, I guess these kind of tie into each other. These may be a big problem, although maybe not, I don't know. But playing the objective was non-existent in this beta. Again, this is a beta, so people aren't going to play the objective. Just in general, they're just trying to get a lot of kills and experience the game for themselves. But I think playing the objective is going to be a problem in Modern Warfare because there's kill streaks in this game and not score streaks. And I like the kill streaks. I want the kill streaks to stay. They feel good. It makes it feel like an older Call of Duty, but those that may need to be changed to a score streak to encourage people to play the objective, so that there's a reason to play the objective. There's like the new cyber attack game mode. There's no reason to play the objective. You just go and kill people and win the game. Domination, again, the only reason to play the objective, even the same thing with ground war, it's just to control the spawn so that you can get more kills and get more kill streaks and get higher kill games, which was really the point of playing the objective back in like the Black Ops 1 day. I remember always trying to spawn trap people, which is fun. But I feel like they need to figure out a way to encourage some objective play. I think there's a way to do it while keeping kill streaks like they are, but I just don't know what that is, and we'll see what Infinity Ward decides to do. The other thing about this that I think is a little bit off is the maps, which I'm not sure if they can do too much with them, but the map designs, I mean, they're very reminiscent of old Call of Duty games from a design standpoint. I kept seeing like kind of little vignettes of older maps and certain maps, but they're all very, not all of them, but most of them are very open, and there's a lot of points of vulnerability, which I think is pushing people to tend to hold down positions and play way more passively than to rush around, which has been a major complaint of how, you know, how this game is much slower than all the other Call of Duty. I think that's from a map design standpoint. Even just thinking about, again, going back to Azure Cave, the cave part, there's a lot of, you know, long lines of sight and not much cover in places where you can get a tactical advantage. Even like the B flag is very, very open. On the open side of the map, there's a lot of places to weave in and out, but there's not much cover or like broken lines of sight. Like snipers can look from point A all the way to point C for the most part. The upper level of the map, there's so many like broken buildings and windows and winding paths that you're super vulnerable. Granza Raid, I absolutely hate that map. And looking at that map, there's like a big square around the B flag, and then there's these spawn points on the other side of the streets. And within that big square, it's like no man's land when you're going down the street. You can get sniped at any point, trying to rush to the B flag countless times, getting picked off. Again, these maps seem very open and very vulnerable. I think they need to add some things to break some of the lines of sight, because I think there's way too many lines of sight and just ways to get killed in these maps. And maybe can't complain about remasters like Black Ops 4 because all the DLC in this game is going to be free, but maybe bringing in some of those old maps and remastering, giving the Modern Warfare aesthetic, like bringing in Terminal, bringing in Rust, bringing in Quarry and Estate and all those would help with some of that issue that I'm kind of trying to explain, but maybe not getting across too well. And maybe all these other maps will be good. Like all those the gunfight maps, they seem to be designed very well. I didn't really have any problems with them. They kind of seem like older Call of Duty maps. So some of these bigger, you know, the 6v6 and up to the ground warmer doesn't count, but the 6v6 to the 10v10 maps, something just seems off about them. I think they need to be fixed. God, I am talking about this stuff way too long, way much longer than I predicted. One last thing I want to get in, the attachments. I really like the attachments, all the different customization and class customization you can do in this game, but I think some of the attachments need to be reevaluated because there's a lot of negatives that come with the attachments. You want to put on a lot of attachments because attachments, they're cool to make your gun look cool, but all the attachments like affect your movement speed and your aim down sight speed negatively, and I think there needs to be some other ways to do some give and takes with some of the attachments, because you can fully kit out, you know, an MP5 and then have the aim down sight speed and handling of a LMG, depending on how you configure it. I also think some of the attachments need some better explanations, so you know the difference between running some suppressor versus some muzzle brake versus some other grip versus some grip, because there's a lot of, we didn't even see like half the attachments of all the weapons in the beta. There's a lot more attachments, and seeing all those different configurations you can do and having better explanations so you better understand what you can configure would be very, very helpful. I feel like there's going to be a lot of armory analysis this year with different grips and different effects and all that stuff affecting your aim down sight speed, because there's a lot of negatives. So yeah, those are pretty much my negative thoughts, the bad things, the things that could use some improvement from the Modern Warfare beta. Combo that with the first video I did with the good, and you have my entire thoughts on the Modern Warfare beta. Again, overall, really good. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to it, but there's some things that need to be fixed going into the game, and again, the lighting, visibility, and the hit detection and network issues are the two main things that need to be looked at ASAP. They need to be on the top of the priority list. So that's it for this video. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree with me? Are there some other concerns, some bigger issues that I didn't even address, that I don't even maybe know about? Let me know down below in the comments, but that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, get subscribed, hit the bell notification. Links down below in the description for discounts on Control Freaks as well as Any Name Apparel. You also find my Amazon Associates link down there if you want to shop through that link and help support the channel that way. But again, thanks for watching, guys. My name is Skater, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.